Welcome to the Weegie Warriors YouTube channel and Ginger Media Limited's music channel, and we're back with another Eurovision semi-final review. And as always, my right-hand man, although you might be to the left, depending on how this podcast records, it's Ray for Dice.
Hey,
So how's it been for you so far, Ray?
it's been a interesting contest. I know we'll talk more about the songs, but spoiler alert, pretty much all the songs that I wanted to qualify qualified. So,
Well, that's good.
um, yeah. So there was a few surprises and shocks as well, but there was a few I was expecting that kind of moments.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, yeah, I think you have usual sort of team opening. I'm not sure what to make of our hosts this time round. Victoria Swarovski and Michael Ostrowski.
Um, there were, um, I will say they're at least making an effort to try and put a bit of humor into it because it's there's been there some of the things they've done have been a bit cringe, but overall they've been all right.
Yeah,
The
in case you didn't see the show, obviously there are hosts. They usually have the sort of comedy skits in between, and they did the sort of the traditional. What seems to be now the traditional do the song about what's great about your country, but tag another country into it by accident. And they did that with Austria and Australia this year, which
uh,
was given that ice cream man bloke from last year who never really got through the
yeah,
qualifiers. That was
yeah, it was
maybe
a
a bit of an unexplained choice, I would have thought.
yeah, it was yeah, it was a choice.
Um, I'll say no more about that, apart from the fact they did a Eurovision quiz right in the middle of it, and I'm absolutely shocked about anybody who'd take up a broadcast doing a pointlessly tacked on Eurovision quiz just for ratings. And
I
I
know.
think that's an absolute disgrace, and testament to how cheap in this contest has actually become.
Yeah, that is an absolute disgrace. You would never see us stoop that low.
You'll win it. You'll maybe win it next year, Ray. I'll see if we can do some questions about British sitcoms to balance it out. Right.
Yep.
Anyway,
Okay.
let's get on a bit to talk about the social. Before we do that, just a couple of bits of Euro news I've come across recently. Obviously, we don't want to give up too much of the broadcast talking about the big issue with Eurovision this year with the intended boycott. Although one, two bits of news that sort of come together for a bit for me with the fact that Ireland, who are boycotting this year's contest, RT's biggest broadcaster, are planning to show the Eurovision episode of Father Ted instead.
Hmm.
Now, originally, I didn't know how I felt about that because that sort of makes things a bit more difficult for me because I'm not a very big fan of a particular writer, Father Ted, and it's, shall we
Mm.
say, spouse views and that. But another bit of news has come to light in the past couple of days. Graham Linehan absolutely detests the idea of it happening. He said
Yeah.
he's gone online to complain about the fact that this is sort of a cheap act and, quote, he won't be used to inflame rows about national incident. So I'd just like to start with my completely my own statement on that particular issue. Ray, feel free to comment about yourselves, but if you just this doesn't these are my views entirely, and they're not any of Ginger Media Limited, Ouija Warriors, or indeed Mr. Ray for Dice. And my response is as follows. Um, uh, yeah, get.
Yep.
Anything to add
Um,
before we hand it over, Ray?
yeah, Graham Linehan can suck my things.
Indeed.
Mm.
Oh, and he wouldn't want to eat it out the right toilet. So yeah, for Ireland, now I know that Graham Linehan is absolutely going to detest that happening. I'm kind of okay with RTE doing with that.
Yeah,
Anyway, let's get on with the contest. So we had 15 acts come compete for 10 first semi-final places, uh, places in the grand final, which is to be held this Saturday. We'll just go through them quickly one by one because we're again time limited for this week's podcast. So started off with Moldova, Satoshi, and Viva Moldova. Couldn't wish for a better start, in my opinion. Brown, bold, brassy, and for some reason they kept saying Sol Ruka in the chorus, which is the name of a WWE wrestler. Oh my god, we're going back to the wrestling again. Stop me before I go do it one more time.
Mm. Yeah. I have to be honest. I didn't really like this song that much. I think some of the lyrics were a bit questionable. It was just like, well, my comment was they Googled everything that rhymed with Moldova, got to the list and said, right, that we'll just put them on all our lyrics. I think the one that got me was Mallorca, Palma de Mallorca. I'm like, Palma de Mallorca is nowhere near Moldova. What the hell? Um, but interesting, they brought back Ali on the Moon, who represented them in 2013 and got her in that big tall dress again. So that was a nice wee nod back to call back to a previous Moldovan entry.
If Adele can get
But
away with it and do Skyfall, where we stand tall, where we crumble, which a lot of people still think the lyrics are Skyfall, Apple crumble, Mr. Tumble. So, if it worked for the big leagues, why can't it work for Moldova?
yeah,
Okay, next we had Sweden, Felicia, and My System. Got to say,
yeah,
Sweden are just phoning it in these days, I'm afraid.
yeah.
Didn't rock my boat.
It's Yeah, it was safe. It was definitely an entry that would have got people voting and got the crowd going. Um, it's not their strongest entry, I'll say that. But I'll say she will deliver a very colourful, very lively performance. So it's definitely one I could listen to. Just don't think it's right for the contest.
Fair enough. Next on Croatia, Lelek and Andromeda. And it's the last wrestling and WWE related and Eurovision thing I'll say, but it did get me quite a lot of likes in X or Twitter, as forward thinking people call it. When I did it, I put up Dan Housen's picture and went, "You are cursed," because of all the tattoos. And like I say, in my ongoing efforts to unite the worlds of WWE and Eurovision, I think that'll be a key part of it.
Yeah. This was one of my favorites. I loved it the first time I heard it because I love a good tribal song. I love one that's sort of basically a song that wouldn't look out of place on like Dragon Age or Skyrim or something like that, and that fit the bill perfectly. And I thought they delivered a really good job. They were harmonizing brilliantly, and um, yeah, I think they've got good staging, and yeah, I loved it.
Right, next we had Greece and Kailas and Furto. Again, it's I mean, okay, we get. Yeah, he's a Pokemon, and I wish he would
Yeah,
go.
I described him as a gay Tigger because the tiger print he had on his big coat and his shorts. Um, but I thought this was really good fun. Um, and Greece always usually likes to bring a bit of their culture, bit of their music in their musical instrument. He did that and still kept the song quite funny and modern. And we had that little break of just like being serious for a second, then just like, yeah, whatever, and then got back to being, yeah. And they said, when I was doing my reaction, it did put me in mind of going into that pantheon of like the sort of high energy, colorful things, entries that we've had, like from Tommy Cash and Parry and Just Klein, and yeah, he fits that bill, and I think the public are going to really like that on Saturday.
Yeah, yeah, I think he might score highly. Very good staging, but like I say, at the end, I was literally try to fire a Pokeball at him and put Charmander against him because
Yeah,
in order to stop him, stinging and changing the set.
yeah.
Those are all the things I know about Pokemon. Right. Anyway, let's move on. All right, Portugal. We had Bandidos de Cante and Rosa. Lads.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they did resemble sort of lads from a pub just sort of thinking, oh, let's go together and do a karaoke song.
Yeah,
But honestly, I found it kind of boring. And yeah, I'm not surprised it didn't qualify. It didn't stand out. I was just kind of like, and yeah, and then they had the woman with the violin come out, and she was there for like all of like 20 seconds.
yeah. Well, that's what
So yeah,
I shall see. You can do really well with that, or you can just go, okay, I stopped listening 3 minutes ago.
yeah,
Next one, Georgia and Siegbe and on replay. I guess there was nothing really wrong with it. It just didn't stand out.
yeah. See, when I did my preview, I rated this very highly because I thought it was really upbeat and really catchy. Um, and I was really looking forward to what they were going to do live, but I felt the performance was a bit lackluster, and I felt the visuals on the back sort of looked more interesting than they did.
Mm.
Because on the video they were really going for it with that
Yeah.
dancing, but it's just kind of like they just kind of like went uh uh uh. It's like they lost their oomph.
Well, as far as like I say, for anything that ruins franchise, I like. I blame Jared Leto myself because he ruined Tron for everybody, and that's why nobody voted for it. Bastard.
Okay.
He keeps ruining my favorite franchises: Tron and Blade Runner and Suicide Squad. Anyway, back to the contest. Right, we had the early favourites to win the whole shebang: Finland, Linda Lampinius, and Pete Parkkonen. Liking Mountain, or put it another way, a violin done right.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. I can see why this is favorite to win. Pete delivers great vocals. Linda just absolutely sells that violin talents, and the fact that she had to fight to perform that live, is like she's obviously very passionate. She really wants. You can tell Finland are hungry for a win ever since they came second like 3 years ago.
Uh,
But
I'll
yeah,
put
overall, um, I will say the performance on there was slightly less dramatic because there wasn't as much in the way of like fire. Like if you watch the performance from UNK, there was like flames shooting down from the ceiling. It almost looked like the stage was about to burn down to the ground.
maybe
Whereas
they'll
on
ramp it
this
up
one,
for
it
the
was
finals. Let's hope so.
yeah. So I think this one is a little bit more toned down, but probably because they had a lot more health and safety issues. I don't know, but they still managed to sell a great performance, and yeah, I think I can. If this wins, I'll be happy.
I said I think the one thing I put online is I think it speaks to the fact that we all had one music teacher when we were growing up that was like that, and we thought, oh, yes.
Mm,
And I think that speaks to something a bit primal in quite a lot of us. Like, what music teacher
yeah.
took me right back to being teenage and going, I don't care if she's over 50. I don't know much about I don't know
Yeah.
much about sex at this point in time, so I don't even know where I am. And
Yeah.
so yeah, definitely got hot music teacher vibes from that. I think it'll do well because of.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that might win the jury vote.
I I'd see I could see it winning the whole thing. I think jury and
Oh yeah,
televote.
yeah, absolutely. I think it'll definitely win the jury, and I think there'll be enough votes from the public to for it to win overall.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed. Okay, next we had Montenegro, Tamara Sivkovic, and Novazora. Meh.
It was all right. I think it was one of those. once we find out the results of like the overall results of the semi-final, I think that
We'll
might
just
be one of the ones that
we're
was
right on the
sort of just
dancing
in
line.
was in the danger zone. It could have
Yeah,
been like it was just like a few points off, possibly like qualifying, but I think it was all right. It wasn't amazing. It was just all right.
no, it's just yeah. I think it was just there again. You're always a bit unlucky if you go 1 year and you have a sort of stage and setup, and then somebody outdoes you on the same night. And I think that's what happened because I missed it. I did my usual dig in Ray and social media and say, "Didn't you beat her in Castlevania, Ray?" And then 20 minutes later, revisited the joke, but it was everybody else was doing the same joke at that point. So
Mm. Yeah,
I think it.
yeah. The
I think it.
costume
I
looked
think
like a bit like a velociraptor.
yeah. That or down market lady. What's her face from Resident Evil 8? Dimitrescu. That's it. Ray buffering
Sorry,
a bit.
sorry, I
Can you hear
missed a
me?
lot
Okay.
of that. The screen froze there.
Okay. Okay. We'll just give it
Yeah,
a
I can
couple of
hear you
minutes.
now.
Cool.
Yeah, so my connections went a bit funny. Yeah. Okay.
Just, just give it. We'll give, just give it 5 or 6 seconds. Look, sure, Andrew can edit it out for us. Okay. Oh, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think
Okay.
definitely strike me as one of Lady Dimitrescu's sisters from Resident Evil 8. And
Yeah.
that kind of got a bit better done later on in the same show, which we'll get onto, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, next one. Oh, no, this was my least favorite of the lot. Estonia, Vanilla Ninja, and Too Epic to Be True. I'm like, my favorite line of the night, Vanilla Ninja. This is giving me an ice cream headache.
Yeah. Um, to me, this was one that was another one that was just there. Nothing hugely special about it. Um, this could be another one. I think it wasn't the most enthusiastic performance, so I think that's might been what it. I think the performance kind of let it down because
Yeah,
it was, yeah, it wasn't. It didn't stand out the way it should have.
I didn't think the harmonies were there as well either. I think it's just a bit rock and shouty, like okay, people like that, that's fine, but it's far better fare out there. Uh,
Yeah.
quickly go past Israel. No one better than Michelle. Gotta say, just don't like the song.
It no, plus the performance looked like it was just trying too hard. Like the whole
Anyway,
diamond thing, it was just like, yeah, it reeked of desperation.
yeah, I think so. Belgium. Anyway, Belgium. Sayala and Dancing in the Ice. I think that's what Belgium's call a joke. It's called Dancing in the Ice, but she doesn't actually know how to ice skate. Oh,
Yeah,
Belgians are funny, eh? Hey,
yeah,
funny.
yeah. Uh, um, I was kind of surprised this qualified.
It was a bit of a
Um,
okay. People like that
um,
sort of thing, I guess.
yeah, it was one of those going into it. I thought the song was all right, but I would. But apparently, like in sort of previous shows, she'd been really performing badly. So, and that performance I thought was kind of weak, but obviously not weak enough that she got noticed. So,
Well, maybe she'll
um,
bring it out. She'll pull it out of the bag on Saturday. Who knows? Who
maybe
knows?
yeah,
Lithuania, Leon Sicha and Sulkiro Mas. Gotta say, I like the silver bloke.
yeah. Yeah, interesting. He's been like painting himself silver all the way through previews and everything. It's like, what must his bed and shower be like? Yeah. But no, I actually really liked this one. I thought it was Tin Man's a bit depressed. Um, um, but yeah, interesting way they set the stage up to have him in that costume and then it to still hold its shape and while he was away performing, and then to have it collapse at random. I mean, that was the only thing that really stood out from the performance. But his vocals were probably what carried it through.
No, I didn't like that. Okay, we then had San Marino and Sen Hit, but not really just Sen Hit and Superstar.
Yeah,
San Marino, God, they try so hard.
yeah. Um, See, it would have been no. They sold it with having Boy George there, but he was there for like all of about 20 seconds.
They said
And
the
he
same
comes in at the
four
last.
words over and over again.
Yeah, it's just like if you're gonna have a big, like globally well-known superstar, give him a bit more prominence. Don't just have him like, oh, bye, hi, hello.
Yeah, that's not.
So yeah, I think they missed a trick there.
Yeah, you can't just have Boy George on to come and go.
Yeah.
Come and go.
See what you did there. But I did vote for him because I didn't really want to hurt him.
Come on, viewers of Ouija Warrior, take a pun for the team.
Yeah.
Right, next we have my favorite Poland, Alicia and Prey. I was so
Ooh,
happy that this got through in the last bit. I was very pleased. I like it. Don't care
I
what
don't.
anybody else says. I like it.
Okay. This is one of those ones we're going to have to agree to disagree on this one.
Well, fair enough. No, I like
I
it. I think great set of pipes in her. She looks fantastic. The rapping in the middle is spot on. No, very nice. Don't know
no,
why
I
there's
found
four
it.
waiters dancing around in the background, but it never did Madonna any harm, and she's been at the Eurovision before, so
Yeah,
obviously,
no,
it
I
obviously
found.
works because she qualified.
Yeah, well, no, that was my biggest shock that qualified. I was like, what?
Okay, well, again, agree to
I
disagree. I am hoping for big things. I'm usually wrong with these sorts of stuff, so she probably finished disappointingly in the final table. But eight qualification is qualification, as is now is now should say it's now 8 to 9 on Wednesday, the 13th of May, and the reason that the reason that we're sort of probably able to do this is the streets of Edinburgh, Glasgow are deserted because everyone's wanting to know who's going to win the football tonight.
oh, there's football on. Huh?
Oh yes, very
Oh man.
important football on, but you'll see it in the news tomorrow. Don't worry.
Okay, right, yeah.
Lastly, we had Serbia, Lavina and Krajmen. Now, how would you re-explain this?
Um, well, I described it as being like the last boss of Dark Souls. I
Yes.
even had the sword with the flame. With the flame, it was just like, okay, this is the save point. But no, I don't normally like stuff like this, but somehow when it's in Eurovision, it just feels better. I think they were all brilliant, and
Hang
they
on, the big gamer Ray Fordyce doesn't like stuff like this. Come on, dude.
no, I mean I don't normally like sort of hard gothic rock songs, but when
Okay.
they're in Eurovision, somehow they just seem they just seem to stand out a bit more, and I end up quite liking them.
Hmm. That's why I said. That's why I said sort of later the one from Montenegro was a mid-level boss. This is the final level boss.
Yeah,
That's probably why she didn't get through, but he did. But yeah, no, again,
yeah,
lot to like in this. The staging was absolutely splendid. So go give it to them. Qualifying
yeah,
and glad they did.
yeah. Me
So
too.
just to recap: Moldova, Sweden, Croatia, Greece, Finland, Israel, Belgium, Lithuania, Poland, and Serbia advanced to the finals, and Portugal, Georgia, Montenegro, Estonia, and San Marino sadly drop out of this stage. Um, got a few minutes left, so we'll sort of look forward to tomorrow night, Thursday, the 14th of May, the second semi-finals, where
Yep.
we have Bulgaria, Azerbaijan, Romania, Luxembourg, Czechia, Armenia, Switzerland, Cyprus, Latvia, Denmark, Australia, Ukraine, Albania, Malta, and Norway all competing, as well as the showcase of the UK's entry for the first time on live staging, and I believe France and
Austria.
Austria itself. entry. So,
Yeah.
anything
Um,
we should be looking forward to?
I'm very looking forward to Romania. They are my current favorite. So,
Excellent.
and I've seen preview pictures with like sort of almost like sort of whips of light. So, be interesting to see what they're all about. Um, Other ones to look out for. Bulgaria's kind of mid-level, but seems to be growing on a lot of people. Australia, Delta Goodrum, think she's tipped to do quite well.
When your
Also,
name
I think
popped
that
up, I was very like, "Oh, okay, you're playing with
yeah,
the big guns now."
yeah, Denmark seems to be getting quite a lot of praise from the crowd, and also Cyprus is really, I think, is going to be a bit of a dark horse.
Okay, yeah, I think there's
Um,
gonna be plenty to keep an eye on over the next couple of days. Obviously, obviously we'll try and keep sort of appraised with the latest news. If there's sort of things that break regards to broadcast, we'll try and let you know on the Weegie Awards as soon as possible. But for now, we will adjourn, and we'll hopefully be back around about probably Friday afternoon, evening with regards to sort of broadcasting the burn down of the second semi final and our previews for the final night. Thank you for watching this. Please watch this on if you want to see more of our Ouija Warriors content, including our fantastic Eurovision meets WWE quiz, where Ray met his namesake from the Royals Ginger channel and battled hard against our previous two-time champion John Carruthers. Um, very, very close run thing, very worth watching. So you can watch that on here on Ouija Warriors and also link to the Royals Ginger channel. Uh, Royals Ginger channel's got a load of fine lads talk about the wrestling, and indeed my wife, who's known as the short screen there with her instant commentaries about all the wrestling events. That's good, Rick. I think that's about it for now, Ray. Unless you got anything else to add. Oh, this month's Fringe show is coming up. The posters are out on Facebook, so follow Ray for Dice for all to see.
yep, and on my Instagram as well at Fordyce Ray. Hmm. Where you
Yeah,
can also see my
get this man up to 1,000 followers. We need him getting his live content back. That's
that's it.
a
Yeah,
nasty trick that got pulled in Tuesday night, so we want that for the final. We'll do our best to sort of accommodate that. Okay, that
yeah.
is it. We Ray, thank you so much for joining me once again. I shall see you in a couple of days' time. Enjoy the second semi final, and bon nuit to you all.